Hey guys, welcome back. Orabomb here, bringing you another episode of our live matchups. Now today marks the first day of our Sword and Shield content. I'm really excited about it. We have pretty much every card revealed. This was really early, but that's because, I felt like uploading it, to be honest. I didn't have anything else I really feel like uploading. I do want to do some expanded stuff, but that's also going to be live content. And my buddy here, John, did not have any expanded stuff to build at this time. So we are doing Sword and Shield stuff. Now, I was gonna build Obstagoon, Zacian, ADP, Zacian, because I think it's it's Zacian, Zamazenta. I believe it's Zacian because it's like the color, and Zacian is like the color. Zamazenta is like the color. But anyways, Magenta and what's the other one like? I forget. Whatever. Anyways, we're playing Pokemon. Is that exciting? To the left is me, Orabomb. Hello, I am playing Blounds. Now, I didn't have a chance to build another deck, but I had the proxies on hand, so I just put in a few quick balls, a few Professor Researchers, made a few changes here and there. Nothing too exciting. Just made the deck more consistent, more quick, so you can get those, B strings easier. And then, of course, John is playing Morepeko dolls. I'm actually really excited about this. I thought for sure Morepeko was just gonna be like whatever, but like, dude, Morepeko dolls is so strong. It's a hit and run deck that can OHKO or 2 KO. It's so busted. Like, the deck is so good. Before we get into it, my buddy John is going first. We are playing with the no supporter turn 1 rule because we are all assuming that we're gonna get that rule. So drop a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, share all that good jazz. My buddy Gumball wants me to shout out the Discord more because the Discord is a lot of fun. So hop in the Discord. I believe I have it set to the first 100. The first 100 people to join get in because the invite that I put in the description adds the first 100 people. So feel free to hop into the Discord if you want to already. If you want to, I mean. Of course. Don't forget comments, drop a like, subscribe, comment on the video, because if you do, you have a chance to win some of the good stuff that we're giving out thanks to our lovely sponsors, Guardian Gaming. We are going to be giving out a Sword and Shield booster box when they come out, a bunch of Sword and Shield codes, some promos, playmats, things like that. So all Sword and Shield content. If you drop a like and comment on those videos, you have a chance to win any of the prizes that we're going to give out. I'll make a more precise video on that whenever I get information about the other giveaways. But we are for sure giving out a booster box like we do every time. So that's the sponsors, Guardian Gaming, as always. Lovely people. Of course, my opponent did start with a doll. No Morepeko for turn 1, which is fine because it's easy to set up a Morepeko in turn 1. You get like counter gain if I take a prize. What else is there? You get counter gain, you get Tapu Koko Prism, Thunder Mountain. It's actually pretty easy to set up a Morepeko in one turn, which is good because Morepeko is Lightning colorless, does 150 damage, and then it's a force switch, discard an energy, switches Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So obviously you hit for 150, retreat, and go into your Pokédoll, which will of course prevent prizes, which is great because Morepeko is a V card, which means it can't be Great Catchered. It can only be Custom Catchered or Pokemon Catchered, because that card is also released, but I'm not playing any right now. And because it's a lightning type, you get the access to all the lightning stuff, like I mentioned earlier, as well as electro power. So you can reach for a bunch of KOs, and you have a V max, which does 180 damage, while also having 300 HP. So if you're looking to bulk out a turn, maybe like you ran out of Pokédolls and you're looking to survive, being able to V max to give yourself 300 HP is really good, since not a lot of Pokemon can hit 300, and then you hit 180, which is just another way to boost your damage with electro powers and stuff. Now, because we do have to discard energy, we are playing Recycle Energy, as you can see that we just attached to Morepeko. The Recycle Energy, this gets discarded from the attack, and then obviously goes right back to our hand. So overall, the Morepeko deck is really strong. Especially in like this particular matchup, because you just need one electro power to OHKO the Blounds. You actually take prizes really quickly, which means that you are just a really fast deck. Now I'm having a pretty slow start here, but I did manage to find a researcher. Now I have to figure out if I want to lose my entire hand or not. Let's see, we're going to Welder instead, draw 3 more cards. I want to get a bunch of Poipoles down for sure. I have a Quick Ball in hand I can use to get another Poipole if I want, which I think I will be using Heat Factor to draw a few more cards. So let's draw first. There's a B-String in hand. Heatran is sometimes useful because my opponent would need at least 2 Electro Powers to knock out a Heatran, but of course I have to GX the Morepeko in return and take a KO on it. But the setup is pretty good. Turn 2, we have a lot of Pokemon down. Obviously not a lot of Nagas, but we can very easily just take a knockout on this Jirachi. It's not like we really need to worry about taking a knockout, which I am going to Beast Energy and just go ahead and take the knockout here. Of course, now that I took the knockout, his counter gain is live. Now you can go into the Pokédoll here and just put it in the bottom of the deck if he wants to. That's not actually a big deal. If he has counter gain though, he can just attack this turn. If he has counter gain, lightning energy, and it looks like he just top decked the counter gain. John is the king of top decks, as you'll see in this video. But here, if he has electro power as well, he does take a knockout. Looks like he's choosing not to play the counter gain, just going to go for the Thunder Mountain for now, which is probably pretty smart. He's going to play Marnie. Now, Marnie is an incredibly strong supporter here. It's really good in decks like these where like you don't really need too much. So you just shuffle your hand and then you put it to the bottom of the deck. Your opponent draws 4 and you draw 5. So there's the electro power that he needed. So now he can just go ahead and take a knockout, go into his doll, and you know, that sucks for me. But B-String is live now, so that's not the end of the world, at least. Now I definitely want to bump the stadium because counter gain is not live right now. But I have custom catchers, so I can pull up Pokemon eventually. I just gotta find them. Now let's see. Another Poipole down, I guess. Is there like... Oh, it's Baby Blacephalon. Oh yeah, Baby Blacephalon is good for knocking out a bunch of dolls. Which means if he takes a 1 prize knockout here, then I can use it to knock out a bunch of dolls if there's a reason to. Now, I got the B-String, which is good. I don't have anything else though. I could use the Dene for sure, just to draw more cards, give me a few more B-Strings. Let's see. Any reason to hesitate? There's a Quick Ball to get myself, I guess, thin the deck. I don't know what Pokemon I would grab here. Maybe another Poipole, but like I don't want to bench it. So I don't want to grab anything, I guess, because I think I'm just going to discard my whole hand anyways. And there's nothing I really want to throw away in this matchup, because I think the Heatran could be useful just to have that 190 HP. So I am going to B-String here. I think I have to attack with the Poipole so that he can take a single prize, and then my Blacephalon on the bench is live. That's the goal here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and draw first with that, and another B-String, which is that another? No, that's a Treasure. Treasure is good because I get Naga, which is what I wanted. So now Naga can attack because the energy in the discard pile, which is good. The Blown in this matchup doesn't feel super good because he doesn't have a lot of dolls, but it's a good way to remove a bunch of dolls so I can attack easier. But the thing is, if I don't move fast enough, then it's gonna be kind of awkward. We're gonna go ahead and Juniper here, or not Juniper. I want to say Juniper. I want to say Sycamore. It's Professor Research now. We're gonna go ahead and Professor Research and B-String again. Thanks to Research, we're able to use a bunch of B-Strings in one turn, which is great. Also, if you guys are curious, I don't know if I'm getting sick or not, but I definitely have a deeper voice than usual, so I do apologize if that bothers some of you. Sometimes whenever I do feel like a little bit under the weather or like I talk weird, people look at me and go, "Dude, Orbo, are you okay? You sound like you're dying." I'm like, "No, I'm good, bro. I'm just, you know, it's early in the morning. I can only record and it's early." Anyways, energy's all over the board now, which is good. And if he takes a knockout here, my B-String is still alive another turn. Of course, if he does like catcher me at all, that's gonna be kind of annoying, for sure. But I do have, with B-String being live again the next turn, I could use it to search the Psychic Energy out to attack with Baby Blacephalon, which is good. Without another doll down though, he's in a really awkward position because that means something has to be knocked out, right? So let's see, I want to be able to take my prizes. So yes, please. And I haven't GX'd yet either, so that's something to keep in mind. So I can save my GX attack for potentially a Heatran play, which is good. Okay, so we're deciding together. It's first time playing the deck, so I'm trying to help him out with like good decision making. So yeah, okay, cool. All right, there we go. So he's on Rosa first. Rosa once again gets some counter gain, which is not live right now. So the counter gain does actually help him out, but it does get him Cocoa Prism, which is equally as good because now he can attack this turn. He has a switch in hand already as well, and it gets him Clefairy Doll. So Rosa busted. Rosa also activates when knocking out dolls too, which is busted. So this deck is busted. Rosa's such a good card. And there's a Cocoa Prism. There is the dude. So he's going to go use Cocoa Prism, attach an energy, manually attach, use that switch, attack, and pull up into a doll, taking a knockout. There's a recycle energy as well, which is even better. There's the switch. And let's see, anything else he wants to do? Yeah, right now the 120 damage doesn't really do much except for weaken the Morepekos, which is like whatever, I guess. So I don't know if it's really worth doing because I have to still find the psychic energy to do it. So it's probably not even worth. Ideally, I can catch her up that Morepeko on the bench right now because he has no way to charge up another one. So I would like to be able to find a double custom catcher here. So that's gonna be the goal. I do play 4 in the deck, so it's not like I don't play them. But if I can find a double custom catcher, he can't set up another Morepeko. He's he's at the 3 price turn. So I have to knock him out with the Blacephalon, which will get rid of most of my energies on the board, but it's worth it to get rid of a Morepeko altogether. So let's see if I can find it. Luckily with Naga, I can just hard draw. I don't have to do things like Juniper, and my B string is still live, so if I wanted to, I could play it. Welder first, which is fine, I guess. It doesn't really matter. There's a psychic energy, so I could manually attach that if I wanted to. But once again, I really want to get double custom catcher here. But I don't think I have it in hand, so I don't think there's a way for me to get it. So unfortunately, no double custom catcher, unless I do have it. Oh no, I have it, don't I? Yeah, I do. All right, perfect. All right, cool. So here I can just go ahead and get rid of 4 energies. Now, of course, I mean, I'm losing my opportunity to play Baby Blacephalon if he does take a prize somehow, which is always possible. But I don't know how it's possible now. He lost his Thunder Mountain and his Cocoa Prism, which means I should have 1 free turn to take a prize. Of course, I have to get another custom catcher. This deck is making me want to play like Fion in every deck. Like honestly, like just being able to force a switch out of this doll, unless he plays 2 dolls, it could be pretty good. But let's see what happens. Now, of course, I could always snipe. But setting up maybe I should have been setting up the Naganadel, but I do know this deck plays Mew, so I'm assuming that the second he sees me setting up Naganadel on the bench, he'd be putting down the Mew, since it's so easy for him to put down Pokemon with Roses, Quick Balls, Volkners. It's so easy for him to put down a Pokemon he wants for the turn. So that's why I decided not to set up the Naga, but maybe in hindsight it would have been nice to put that pressure down so that he would be forced to search out the Mew. And then I can knock out the Mew with Blacephalon. So, in hindsight, potentially better to set up the Mew. Something to keep in mind for future games. Now, this video is going to be like 40 minutes long, so my voice is going to hopefully give out. Or hopefully not give out, I mean. Excuse me. Oh, sorry for the yawn. I was listening to what people were saying outside. That's sorry for the awkward quietness and the yawning. I'm still very tired though. It's still very early in the morning. I'm trying to get this recorded before I go to work, which is fine because I want you guys to have a video. I'm gonna go ahead and just burst GX here because I know there's a lot of energies in the prizes because I'm running really low on energies in the deck. So I figured burst GX would put me in a really good position because I don't have any switching cards in this deck. It's just nice to have the energy attached. There's the Mew that I was worried about. So like I said, it's easy for him to get the Mew down. But now Morepeko is looking like a threat. But he can't attack this turn with Morepeko, so I would like to get that double custom catcher again if I could. Of course, I'm pretty sure I've already lost all my custom catchers, so at this point it's just a matter of like getting rid of these pesky dolls. Because he's gonna take a knockout. He just needs to take 2 more knockouts to win the game. I just need to take 1 more knockout on a Morepeko, but that's looking pretty unlikely. Let's see what he's gonna do here. Counter gain does work, so he can attack this turn for sure. But he also needs to get down another doll, right? Because it doesn't work unless he plays a switch to keep the doll on the board. Let's see. If he has a switch, then this works out, right? Or if he has another way to get a doll. I guess he doesn't mind a Mew being knocked out either, because he just wins the following turn anyways. Electro Power takes a knockout. Alright, cool. Well, he needs 2 energies, right? Because counter gain won't work. And I have to attack with a Blacephalon here, because it's the only thing that has enough energies. I could attempt to attack with a with a Heatran, it's a force double, but I already used my GX attack, so I wouldn't be able to Oko the Naga. I wouldn't be able to Oko the Morepeko because I already used my GX attack. So I definitely should not have used my GX attack this game. I think I should have saved my GX attack. So here, because I know attacking him doesn't do anything, although I should have just attacked him. And I think I definitely should have just taken a knockout on him. I know I'm running out of energies. I would need 4 energies. Oh, that's why. I remember now. I'm in such an awkward position. There's no more energies in my deck, right? So, because there's no more energies in my deck, if I attacked him, I wouldn't be able to get the follow-up knockout because I have to get rid of 2 energies and knock out this this Mew, and then I would only have 2 energies on the board altogether, which means I would have to both manually attach and get an energy attachment to take a knockout, which is impossible because I don't have any more energies in my deck. So that's what happened. I was 1 energy short from winning the game. I had 1 too many energies prized. I remember now, because if I just attacked, took in a knockout, counter game wouldn't have been live, and then I wouldn't have been able to take a knockout. That would have given an extra turn regardless. So I'm trying to stall a little bit for time here, and maybe I'm trying to get to a point where like he passes and what's it called? He passes and the Mew gets knocked out in the process. That's what I was trying to do. So I was hoping he flipped the heads the first time to get himself out of burn. That was the goal, but unfortunately it did not pan out that way. So you see, if he got a heads the first time, right? So I was really relying on a flip there. If he got a heads the first time, and if he just top decks the other Electropire to just take a knockout there, which is fine. So we're gonna move on to game 2. But if I burned him, right? He took 20 damage and he flipped heads. He was no longer burned. He passes. I burn him again, and then the second time he flips tails, and then he passes because he can't retreat unless he finds a switch card. Because he can't afford to manually attach, and he can't afford to manually attach to the Mew. But he passes again, then it's my turn. Morepeko's life. I take a knockout. That's what I was going for at that point. But I was 1 energy short from winning the game there. I definitely feel like in that game though, I should have been more. I should have been setting up Naga because Blound didn't do anything like I thought I was going to. I was expecting him to have a board full of dolls that I could have just swept through with the baby Blacephalon, but unfortunately that did not come into play. But we are going to go first this game, which means no turn 1 supporter, which should be fine. We do play quick balls and stuff, but of course I'm just going to attach and pass because all I have in my hand are 2 Professor Researches. My opponent leads Mew, so Naga's looking even less like an option, so I have to be careful. There's a Morepeko bench though. And once again, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, leave a comment letting me know. Answer comment question day for a chance to win stuff. Let's see, what's the comment question day going to be? Oh, what's your favorite Gen 7 Pokemon? I'm curious. I actually think I asked, no, never mind, don't answer that question. What is your favorite of the Pikachu clones? How about that? I really like Morepeko. Maybe it's the new Pokemon syndrome, but Morepeko is probably my favorite Pikachu clone. I've never been a fan of Pikachu clones in general, but Morepeko has pockets and learns the attack Aura Wheel. Bro, it is literally an Aura Bomb Pokemon. Like, how could you not love it? Opponent's playing Guzmahala, which gets them the Tool, Stadium, and Special Energy. So Recycle Energy, Escape Board to help retreat, and Thunder Mountain to attack in 1 turn. So just overall really, really strong, especially if you get a turn 1. It's only a 1 of in the deck, so getting in your opening hand is kind of busted. I'm not gonna lie. So let's see how I can recover from this. Welder, attach energies. Is there really, I mean, like, I guess I kind of have to just knock out this doll, right? Maybe I should just, yeah, Juniper, okay, cool. I mean, research makes sense. Now we have a custom catcher in hand, so I'm looking for double custom catcher at this point, which means I really want to get down the drawing Naga. We do have treasure in hand, which I'm probably just going to use next turn. I don't think I want to do any more hand discarding until after I get my double catcher. Double catcher is going to be super important in this game. We're going to go ahead and lose my Heat Factory. Not a big deal. I still don't think knocking out, using the GX attack was the right play. Like, this is of course hindsight. I didn't know how to play this matchup because it's my first time ever playing this matchup. It's not even the planned matchup I had. But like in hindsight, I feel like playing... Oh, he just passed. He couldn't even do anything. Oh, that's crazy. In hindsight, I definitely don't think the GX was the right play because I don't feel like GXing with Blacephalon wins me the game. I feel like being able to attack with a 190 HP Pokemon is a little bit more important. So I guess I'm just going to do Denny here, which is bad because I really want to keep my custom catcher in hand. But I don't think there's much else I could do because I'm using the Dene. It's important to keep these custom catchers in the deck. But if I could just knock out that, if I can knock out that, Morepeko now, that'd be really strong because I'd be getting rid of a recycle energy as well. Actually, that's not true because it just goes back in the hand. Bursting Burn here. Let's see. There's a Volkner, which gets him counter gain, of course, and lightning energy, so he can attack because he can just put this doll back in the bottom of his deck and of course take a knockout. So of course him finding top decking that Volkner, not super great for me by any means. It's pretty bad. Oh, he's getting another doll though, which is fine. He must have a way to get counter gain, or no, he already has a Thunder Mountain in hand as well, so he can just attack that way. This goes back in the bottom. Yeah, this is, and then if he has Electro Power, which he does, this man just has it all. This man just literally has it all. Electro Power, he can take a knockout here, which means it's time for me to use B-Strings. So Mew's already on the bench. Like him leading Mew is really bad for me because I can't take a turn to knock out a Naga. I can't take a turn to knock out using Naganadel Snipe Attack, which is a little bit awkward, but I think it's fine. I'm debating if I want to play the Dene down. Attaching the Psychic Energy means that like both of these Pokemon could potentially be Naga targets. I am losing, once again, the custom catcher. It means I can only custom catcher once this game, which is not ideal. But if I remember this game correctly, I believe I prized one anyways. So of course prizing one doesn't mean much because I can always get it off the prizes later, but it'd be nice if I didn't prize one. So it made me a little bit more confident in discarding the dude. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a few cards off Welder before I search because I want to be able to draw into more Nagas instead of having to search into them. But we did not draw into them, which is fine. Go ahead and get Dragon Naga here to draw more cards. So here is like where I just feel like I wish I had that Psychic Energy still so I could get Baby Blacephalon and then now knock out both the Mew and the doll with Baby Blacephalon. But unfortunately, I have no way to do that anymore. So we're just gonna give up on that. Bump his Stadium, which is good because now he needs 2 energy attachments or a counter gain doesn't do it for him actually. So he does need at least 1 extra turn, unless of course he uses Cocoa Prism, which is definitely a possibility. I'm gonna Ultra Space to get myself a Poipole. Now I did cut down on my counts of Ultra Space because I'm still like Swell's still a card, right? So I'm not as interested in playing a high count of stadiums because of Swell. So I actually put in more Quick Balls and took out some stadium cards. I'm still playing Heat Factory and I'm still playing I think 1 or 2 copies of Ultra Space. I'm not playing the full like 4 count of stadium like I was playing before. So here he wants to get he wants to be able to attack this turn with Morepeko, so he wants to get the Tapu Koko Prism because counter gain doesn't work right now. So there's that. Does he have Quick Ball in hand? There's Recycle Energy. Does he think he can attack? I hope he didn't mess up here. I don't remember. Maybe we messed up. Okay, yeah, he realized he can't attack. That's right. So he just switches into a doll. Okay, that's right. Okay, cool. I was really hoping we don't mess up. I remember we played like 20 games this day, so we were both very tired. So mistakes happens when you're tired. It is what it is. Let's see what else we can do. Ultra Space here. Grab myself another Blacephalon just to discard it. Alright, there we go. Draw more cards. Can we get that double custom catcher? We cannot. We keep whiffing the double custom catcher, which makes me want to play Rosa on this deck again. I'm not gonna lie, because I was playing Rosa in this deck before I put in the Junipers. Rosa was just so good to get you both a Pokemon, which could either be a Naga, a discard fodder for Naga, or a Pokemon that you could play down, or the Dene. It could also get you the energy, which is always good because you want those energies, and then it could get you an item card, which could be a B-String, could be a custom catcher. I'm really thinking Rosa might go back in this deck list, but of course there's there's not really a lot of supporters. There's 4 Welders, 4 Junipers, and look, he's playing Rosa. He's got the Rosas on deck. So maybe in a future build I put the roses back in. Of course, it is a matter of like, what do I cut, right? You don't want to cut too many energies. I don't think I want to cut any of the Professor Researchers or the Welders because they're just good cards. My opponent can attack, take a knockout here. I'm still searching for that double custom catcher. If I can get it and he doesn't set up another Morepeko, then we're like in a really good position. So that's our goal here, is to knock out these Morepekos before they become too threatening. So it is just a matter of getting custom catchers. Maybe it's time to flip and just play a bunch of great catchers instead, so I don't have to worry about finding two. That might be a play as well. We'll see in the future. Of course, I don't like flipping cards. As an avid player of Super Scoop Up, hate that card, love that card. Let's see, he's gonna switch into this Morepeko. He doesn't have anything to switch into, which is good. No doll is strong for us. And it's a 3-price turn. Of course, if I had Naga, actually no, Baby Wasapa wouldn't have done anything here. But I definitely want to get down Naga Nadell, which I can get with Ultra Space, which is good for a free retreater. But once again, I am still trying to find a double custom catcher. I have 2 custom catchers in the deck. I think there are 2 in there. I actually can't tell. There's a Heatran, which I am not supposed to get because I'm playing Ultra Space. Let's see, what am I gonna do instead? Let's see, I just grabbed Naga, that's right. So I'm gonna use Quick Ball to get Heatran. I think that's what I'm doing, but I already GX, so like, once again, it's okay to stall for a turn, but it's not okay for, you know, getting me a knockout, which is kind of more important. That's deciding if I even want to play the Quick Ball this turn. I do have the Reset Stamp, which is pretty strong. If I can stamp him into a knockout, would be pretty good. There's the Heatran. Yeah, I'm just trying to get that last custom catcher without decking out. Alright, let's see. I would like to knock out this Jirachi, but I have to knock out the Poipole because he can't set up another one. We'll be tied on prizes, so he won't be able to, what's it called? He shouldn't be able to counter gain me. He hasn't used Cocoa Prism yet, but even with Cocoa Prism, he shouldn't be able to take a knockout in 1 turn. Or at least set up a Morepeko in 1 turn, because he already lost his Thunder Mountain and he can't use Counter Gain if I take a knockout Morepeko. So I really need a custom catcher this turn and take a knockout Morepeko to get rid of that threat. And then also stamp him on the same turn, I think. I'm also trying to make sure I don't deck out. Like I said, you run through this deck, so decking out is a definite possibility. So let's see what I do. I could just retreat, I could attack, put myself back in even prizes. Let's see. I think I just have to attack, right? Reset Stamp him down to 3. And there's a double custom catcher. Okay, cool. So the thing is, right, with a Jirachi on the board, he can very easily, deal with it. Deal with his very low hand size, but of course he doesn't have a skateboard on Jirachi, so there's that benefit as well. So this puts me actually in a really good position because he can't do much. He had a 3-card hand, and of course he does have Jirachi, but Jirachi of course gets him Rosa. Alright, let's see what Rosa does for him. He gets him another Morepeko. I'm assuming a doll, but he can't switch this turn unless you have a switch in hand. Lightning Energy, let's see what else gets him. So here's the important card, right? You can get a trainer for next turn, you can get a switch. Counter gain's not bad, but he can't use it yet. But might as well have it, I guess. Might as well attach it so he doesn't lose it. Yeah, counter gain is just a good card, so I don't blame him for getting the counter gain. But I already used my stamp, so I don't think I'll be able to stamp him again. But yeah, the bounce back is real. Let's see if we can do something about this. We can attach, check the deck one more time. Thanks to Ultra Space. See if there's anything really useful, anything really worth getting here. Not really. Just checking, I guess counting the deck, seeing what's left in there. Kind of important because I can draw the deck, but I think I discarded a counter custom catcher earlier in the game. So there's nothing really worth doing. Beast Ring to fail it, just to get it out of my hand. Because Marnie is still a thing he plays, so he could very easily put my hand back in the deck. Of course, I have to make sure the total cards in my deck is over 4, just because Marnie is a thing, but I think we're fine there. I'm going to go ahead and take a knockout, which means all I got to do is knock out Morepeko. Absol's a card, I guess, he can switch into if he needs to switch into something. Because he can't really afford to get rid of Mew, but he can afford to get rid of Mew now. It's late enough in the game. He's going for the Dedenne prize. Which he can get, he has the Electro Power in hand. Or is he choosing, oh, he's just choosing to, because he can't attack yet. I guess he doesn't have the energy attachment, which is great for me. Looks like the play worked out. The reset stamp worked out. That's one thing that this deck is kind of weak against, is reset stamp. Now we can just retreat and attack here. And all we gotta do is take one more prize. So unless he takes a knockout, even if he does take a knockout this turn, he's always forced to switch, which means if he doesn't get a doll right now, then my Naganadel can take a knockout on anything. So even if he gets a knockout right now, which looks like he's going to thanks to Coco Prism, he needs to switch. So he needs a doll. If he doesn't get a doll, then he loses because it's a forced switch. And it looks like he doesn't get a doll. He's not playing one down. So he attacks. I remember this is the point where we're just Googling it just to make sure that if the switch is necessary or not. Yeah, I told him to get out of his phone because obviously I'm using my phone to record. And at least from Pokebeach's translation, it says switch this Pokemon. It doesn't say you may switch. It says switch this, discard an energy. When you attack with this Pokemon, discard an energy, switch this Pokemon with one of your bench. So I'm pretty sure it's forced. So if it's not forced, he wins. But if it is forced, he doesn't win. This makes me really want to play the Beastite in this deck, which I was playing for Keldeo matchups. Because obviously, if you Beastite if you take one prize and you Beastite the Naga, you hit 170, which is enough to knock out the Keldeo. So that's why I played it. But yeah, we're just Googling it here, and we're gonna move on to game 3. And yeah. So what do you guys think so far? Let me know in the comments. I'm excited. I think Morepeko dolls is so much fun. I still am a Blounds lover. I really want to mess around with Blounds numbers though. I think now that we have Juniper, or I keep saying Juniper, now that we have Professor Research, there's we have a lot more room to play with numbers in this deck. So I definitely want to play around with playing the roses again, take out the custom catchers altogether and play just Pokemon catcher and flip to win. Just flip to win. And I definitely feel like if I played this matchup more and more, I'd be able to figure out my best rounds of plays against this deck, because I think setting up Nagas is really important for a sniping attack, even if the Mew is down. Also setting up Baby Bucephalon to knock out the Mew would be pretty good, as well as maybe knock out a few dolls in the process. There's definitely more options I have than I am playing. Like obviously the first 2 games showcase some. So, I mean, I won the second game and all, but there was definitely better ways to win that game. I feel like if I focus on having both Naga for sniping and Baby Bucephalon for damage counter placement, then it wouldn't be that bad. But of course, we are going second here, which means my opponent gets no supporters turn 1. But we do have 2 Poipoles down turn 1, which is never bad. Morepeko into a Jirachi, so double Jirachi down. Let's see what this does for us. Oh, for him, I should say. Because you can't play support turn 1. This deck does not play Dedenne, but you could always put in a Dedenne in Morepeko. I'm not against it. It's just I'm not a big fan of playing a card that could be Great Catchered. It helps him because I have, most decks will still play a 1 or 2 of Great Catchers. And just to pull up things like ADP and to pull up, of course, Dedennes. But because he doesn't play it, I never get the chance to pull up the Dedennes for prizes, which is pretty unfortunate, but I guess for him it's very fortunate. We're going to get down another Poipole. Can we get down a Bucephalon? Or maybe a Dedenne or something to draw more cards? Because our board's pretty good. Three Poipoles turn 1 is very strong. Let's see. Anything else I can do? Oh, there's Researchers. That's good. Losing a B-String, not too big of a deal. We do have 3 more, so, and they're very easy to find now. Thanks to Juniper. We do have Bucephalon. We can manually attach to it. If we haven't, oh, we already manually attached, that's right, because of the Psychic Energy. But we can use Welder. We have 2 Fire Energies in hand, so Welder shouldn't be that big of a deal. And then we can manually attach up to the active, retreat, and attack. Of course, at this point, he hasn't manually attached turn 1, though, so it's actually not bad for us. He can still set up in 1 turn thanks to Thunder Mountain and Coco Prism, but now it's going to take a lot. He's not playing Stadium Nap to get a Thunder Mountain, which tells me it's probably in his hand already, or prize, one or the other. Otherwise, like, I'm pretty sure you want the Thunder Mountain here, for sure, to get you that turn 1 attack. But you also want a Lightning Energy in the discard pile to give the Coco. So if you can get like a Quick Ball and have a Lightning Energy in hand as well, which you can do with Volkner, right? Like Volkner gets him both the Quick Ball and the Lightning Energy. Playing Guzma instead, which is fine. It doesn't get him an energy. I mean, it gets him Recycle Energy, but it doesn't get him an energy in the discard pile. But Volkner definitely gets him the quick ball lightning. But actually, yeah. Oh, he's gonna play. Oh, he's using Guzma Hala. Okay, and giving me the 2 Marnies in his hand, which isn't like that bad, I guess, because that means I don't have to worry about Marnie as much. A skateboard, no stadium, which once again either prized or in his hand, one or the other. Gonna play another Jirachi here. All right, so he's just slowly setting up, which is fine. He doesn't really need to be. He doesn't need to be in a big rush. Getting a Volkner. All right, so that means he has it next turn because he has a recycle energy. He can just play down now, so he'll have it next turn. So let's see if we can take advantage. At least like try to pressurize him while we can. And I am going to try to get more live games where like I don't do any post commentary, you get actual commentary. But the first couple of games that we have recorded, all recorded at stores, so obviously it's too loud to hear any of us. Once again, I do want to say shout outs to oh my god, shout outs to our lovely sponsors at Guardian Gaming, as well as our, sorry about that guys, another stretch, as well as shout outs to the store we're recording at, Cards and Comics Collection up in the Conroe area. Go ahead and join us. I think we do leagues Wednesdays and Thursdays. We're doing expanded leagues on Wednesdays just until Dallas Regionals is over. So if you guys want to join us, that's what we do. That's where we have fun. I'll be there most of the time. Actually, there most days now recording games. So shout out to them. They are lovely. They let me record there. I've had a few stores that don't want me to record at their store because I don't know, they just don't want me to. I had one store think that I was streaming there and using their internet, which is not at all what I'm doing because I'm recording. And they were very unhappy with me, so they kicked me out. So that was awkward. That was very awkward. Apparently they didn't quite understand the difference between recording and streaming, but it's fine. It's okay. It's all good. We're here now. They do get the doll and the lightning energy, which they forgot. Okay, cool. So they can attack, of course. I think they have the Thunder Mountain in hand. Maybe they have it in hand. I don't remember. Oh yeah, they definitely have it in hand. Okay, cool. So there's the Electro Power into a knockout. So I'm already in a very behind now, which is not great. I took a prize, but obviously a prize is not enough. I would like to get down to Bucephalon here. We can't snipe because he already has Mew down. Again with already having Mew down, my dude. So we can't snipe with Naga, which is not great. But we can, not this turn, but next turn we can remove both the board and the Mew. Both the doll and the Mew that'll have play down. With Baby Bucephalon, but it has to wait till next turn because he still has 4 prizes. He needs to take a baby knockout this turn. Quick Ball gets me to Dene. I really want to find Bucephalon and B-Strings, and I want to attack with a Naga Nadell this turn. There's the B-String, so B-String onto probably the active. Yeah, because we're going to look for Naga. And we can always draw with Heat Factory as well. I think I draw before I played the Dene, just because I can guarantee it at least. And plus it means if I get Naga, then we're good. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and Heatran down, which means I'm not playing Bucephalon this game, which is interesting. Do I have a Fire Energy in hand, or did I whiff a fire? Oh, okay, cool. We have Dragon Naga. That might help us. I really need to not whiff fires here. And okay, we got one. But do we have Naga Nadell, Baby Naga Nadell? That's the real question. I remember what I do this game. All right, so here's something. He doesn't really have that much of a setup. He no longer has Thunder Mountain. I remember what I'm gonna do here. I'm going to Stinger GX him because his board setup is kind of weak. He doesn't have too much going on. He has 1 energy on Morepeko. Obviously that means he can't attack. But I think what I want to do is I want to Stinger GX him because I can knock out anything that's active besides the Morepeko. And if I switch, I can knock out the Morepeko with a Heatran GX's GX attack. So I'm going to go ahead and treasure here to grab myself a Naga Nadell to get more energies on the board so I can set up a Heatran for the following turn. But Stinger GX put them both down to 3 prizes, which means all I have to do is knock out 1 Morepeko. And also this means Bucephalon, Baby Bucephalon is live for the following turn as well. I just remembered the manual attachment. I can't do it, but I haven't played a supporter yet this turn. I attached the Heatran when I should have attached to the active. I was just telling him, hey, what do I do this instead? So it was obviously a joke, but it's fine. Oh, and we get double Custom Catcher, which is really good for next turn because we can just knock out the Morepeko altogether. Honestly, what I could have done is just knocked out the Morepeko right there and then, which might have been better. But the Stinger GX is, I think the Stinger GX is fine here because it does put us both down to 3 prizes. And unless he gets like a crazy turn here, like he needs to get a crazy turn to knock out something this turn. Because once again, Naga has 210 HP. So he needs like 3, what is it, 150. He needs 2 electro powers. Yeah, he needs 2 electro powers to take a knockout. He needs to have exactly 2 electro powers, which means he has to have one in his hand already. Which he's pulling up electro power with that Volkner, so it's not looking good. It's not looking good for your boy. Looks like he already has an electro power in hand. Yeah, there it is. That's unfortunate. Counter gain doesn't work anymore, which means he needs to get a Coco Prism. Of course, you can always find it with the Jirachi as well, but he won't get down a doll this turn, I think, unless he can also get down a doll. No, he has a quick ball in hand already, so he can just get the Coco Prism. So that's a big old yikes. The big old yikeroons. Oh no. Oh no. Which means I'm no longer able to use Baby Bucephalon, so I feel like the Stinger GX play was maybe too much. He only had like a 4-card hand though, so I didn't think he'd be able to do it. I really did not think he'd be able to do it. But here he is, being able to do it. So we're going to be punished here. And he can reset stamp me down to 3. So we're getting super punished for the Stinger play. Maybe the Stinger play was greedy, but I didn't have... I mean, I did have Naga. I was able to evolve into Naga on the bench. But yeah, I feel like the Stinger play might have been too greedy. I just, with me playing the Stinger, he wasn't able to counter gain, and he wasn't able to take any, we were able to just attack pretty much twice per game because we already had the double custom catcher in hand as well. So like we had a lot of outs to win this game. But of course, and honestly, we had game in hand because we were going to knock out that Morepeko and he had nothing else set up. So like what really killed us was the counter gain, because once again, Heatran could have definitely done it for us. We had outs to winning, which is, oh man, just literally losing to that reset stamp kind of sucks because we literally, all we had to do was knock out Morepeko and he had nothing. He already lost his Thunder Mountain, he already lost his Coco Prism. He couldn't have counter gained because he's only at 1 prize. He literally had no way to attack in 1 turn. In fact, he had no way to attack in 2 turns. He had to wait 2 turns to take a knockout. So, even if he knocked out Naga, not a big deal because we would have been able to revenge him because of the double custom catcher. But of course, he found the reset stamp off the Jirachi, which is just unfortunate. Now he plays 2, so it's not like it's the most impossible thing to find. But to find both Electro Powers and reset stamp and Coco Prism off of his entire hand is it's a lot. So he just had a really hot turn there, and we weren't able to recover from it. I don't know if I stand by the Stinger play though. I feel like the Stinger play was still good, especially because I had the double custom catcher in hand. Maybe if I didn't have the double custom catcher, it was a different play. But because my hand was so stacked to pretty much win the game the following turn, I was confident in it. But here we are, just digging and praying, and it doesn't look like I got anything. So I don't think there's a way for us to win. And we already GX attack too, which is unfortunate as well. And by the way, when I said Heatran, I meant Naganadel, because obviously you can see Naganadel's only 1 prize away. He had the Mew, but if I double custom catcher the Dene, I still wouldn't be able to knock it out with the Naganadel. I kept saying Heatran because I was looking at Heatran. No, I meant Naga. Let's see. So yeah, I have to go into this thing because it's the only thing that won't be O-code outside of Naganadel, and I can't afford to lose energies with Naganadel's attack, so Heatran has to become active to attack. So I just have to give up on the Naga attack and just go ahead and do this. Let's see if he has the last 2 Electro Powers, or if he has like double custom catcher or something. He has Rosa that he can play. I don't see custom catchers in his hand right now, but of course he could always play Jirachi. He could always have a single custom catcher, or a great catcher, I mean. Oh, apparently he had a game. Okay, cool. So that's going to be the series. Definitely, definitely an interesting one because of how much I got punished for that Stinger play. I was very sad about it. Because usually Stinger comes through for me, man. Usually Stinger does come through. But thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to drop a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, share, all that good jazz. Morepeko dolls is busted. Now we are going to be playing Morepeko again. What I've have four decks built that isn't Saffron, right? We have Zacian ADP. We have Morepeko dolls. We have Obstagoon with Sableye, which I'm really excited about, and we have something else I can't remember. What was the other one? I don't remember. Those are the 3 new decks, right? There's 4. What was the 4th one? Bro, I'm losing my mind. Zacian versus Obstagoon, Morepeko versus Obstagoon, and Morepeko versus us. Well, okay, we have more decks built. I don't remember them all right now, but we are going to be doing a bunch of mix and matchups. And once I do all the matchups, I'm going to be taking these decks apart and building new ones. That's going to be the game plan at least. There's a lot of different decks I want to build, but if you guys have any ideas for any decks you want to see me play, let me know in the comments down below, and I will gladly build it. Like decks I want to play: Snorlax Max with Cinccino. I want to play that. I want to play with Stone Joiner. Something I really want to play around with. Of course, my buddy John is actually building Mewtwo, so we're going to be playing updated Mewtwo with Quick Ball and with Quick Ball and Ninetales. It's actually really strong because like now you can get like the Ninetales becomes the best Gus in the game again. So Ninetales is going to be really good. So we're going to be playing Mewtwo, and we're going to be playing updated Zard and stuff like that. So of course we're playing updated old decks, and we're going to be playing new decks. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with another video. Peace.